Welcome to Mini Leadership Lessons with Heather Williams. This is my very first episode where I will be on camera. I'm going from invisible to seen. So, welcome to Mini Leadership Lessons with Heather Williams, the show where we talk about mindset, growth, and moments that turn ordinary people into extraordinary leaders. If you've been listening for a while, you know this voice. But today, things are just a little bit different. That's right. This time you can see me. Very first camera episode. And I'll be honest with you. It feels exciting, a little bit uncomfortable. For a long time, I led from behind the scenes. My voice carried the message, but my face stayed hidden. Today, that changes. The title of this episode, From Invisible to Seen, isn't just about cameras. It's about leadership. It's about growth, and it's about courage. There was a time when I didn't see myself as a leader. I showed up every day to work, worked hard, had great results, but I always didn't step forward. Even today, I get held back from stepping forward. I let my work do the speaking while I stay quiet. But I realized you can't always inspire from the shadows. To lead, let's face it, you have to be seen. Not for perfection, but for presence. Leadership isn't about being loud. It's about being visible enough that people know they can't just use you. Like, people know they can trust you to take them somewhere. Trust comes a long ways, and trust and believe into you being the one to help get them to where they need to go goes a long way. So I wrote a book. It's called Mime. So if you've read my book, Mime, you already know it all starts with your mindset. If you haven't, go get this book. It's available. Your mindset is the invisible architecture of success. When I was writing this book, I realized leadership starts inside, long before it shows up outside. The confidence for me to show up here on camera didn't start with makeup. Well, it did start with makeup, lights, or a script. It started with a shift in my mindset. So I had to tell myself, Heather, your story matters. Heather, your voice matters. Heather, your visibility also matters. So remember that too. So today, it's not just about me turning on the camera. It's about every leader who's been hiding behind their work, waiting for the perfect moment, waiting to feel ready. Here's the truth. Ready is a decision, not a feeling. Because if I waited till I had that feeling, I would still be waiting right now. You gotta lead by example. So as a leader, people just don't listen to what we say. They watch what we do. I've always believed the most powerful way to lead is to model the mission. I want you to turn your team to show up with that energy. Show up with energy. If you want your people to communicate clearly, be the first to communicate clearly. If you want your people to grow, you got to show that growth is possible, even for yourself. That's why today, for me, an example to every woman, to every introvert, to every person who ever said, I'm not a camera person, this is your reminder. Growth doesn't happen in comfort. It happens when you decide to be seen and as you evolve. Whew. Now we got that settled. Let's talk about the second way to lead. Lead with positivity. And no, I don't mean no fake smiles or pretending challenges don't exist. I mean, lead with hope, lead with belief. I learned this lesson early back when I worked at McDonald's. When you're managing a shift and everything that can go wrong goes wrong, let's say the fryer breaks, people call out, you got lines out the door, your energy actually becomes the thermostat for that team. If I became frustrated, everybody else caught it. But when I walked in with positive focus, even when things weren't perfect, that whole atmosphere shifted. That's when I realized leadership is contagious. You can't control everything, but you can control what you bring to the room. When you lead with positivity, it gives them permission to believe in better days and in themselves. So let's lead with action. Finally, let's talk about it. Leading with action. You can't read every leadership book, and trust me, I've written one. But leadership doesn't live in theory. It lives in what you do. Actions turn intention into impact.